bringing you the top quarterback ads and streamers for week 4. That's coming up next. QB streamers are just plain ads heading into week 4, starting with Derk Carr. This guy currently only owned in 62.4% of leagues. He's available in 37.5% of leagues out there. So a third of leagues has access to Derk Carr, has over 1,200 yards already passing on the season. I think he's on track for something like 6,200 yards passing. They have a terrible offensive line. The running game outside of plus matchups is not very good. It's been all on Carr. That middling defense has been letting offenses continue to put up points. They let Miami roll them into overtime on Sunday. Derk Carr is a great pickup, not just to stream, but to add. Currently a top 10 quarterback easily in fantasy, and people still haven't picked this guy up. You got to get Derk Carr versus the Chargers, a tough matchup, but he's been able to take advantage of defenses so far already with the guy with the likes of Derek Waller. Ruggs looks improved. Brian Edwards looks improved. This offense, like I said, doesn't look like it's running the ball extremely well. I'm going to take away that weird Peyton Barber aberration from week 3. That was more of that's not a good defense when it comes to the run in Miami. So Derk Carr, a guy not just as a streamer, but as an ad heading into week 4. Now, fucking A, if I'm going to have to bring up this guy again, and that's Kirk fucking Cousins. How hard is it for you guys to go to the fucking waiver wire, look up Kirk Cousins, and press the add button? This guy's been fucking phenomenal for basically an entire season straight at this point. He's been absolutely amazing for Minnesota. That defense didn't take the step forward that they were hoping for. It is definitely more on the offense than they were expecting, which is good for fantasy owners. When you talk about when you talk about Kirk Cousins being able to feed guys like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen still being big in the red zone. KJ Osborne's been great. Like Kirk Cousins, a guy at 42.5% owned. What the fuck is wrong with fantasy owners? 42.5% owned. Go out there, just roster him. He's not a streamer. He's your starting quarterback if you don't have one of these top end guys. Right now, I'm trusting Kirk Cousins over Jalen Hurts. Do you see how bad Hurts looked last night? You see how bad Hurts looked in week 2? I get it. He's got the rushing floor. But Kirk Cousins is a good fucking quarterback, especially in fantasy. This guy is an elite quarterback. And he's still out there on the waiver wires. Just add button. Just hit it until it fucking gets put on your roster. Jesus Christ. Joe Burrow got a great matchup versus Jacksonville. You do have to worry a little bit about interceptions with this guy. They're running the ball a shit ton in Cincinnati. They're taking Joe Mixon. They're throwing him against that offensive line, and they're seeing what he can do with that. But it is a run-first mentality, but that has opened up big plays in the passing game. That's why we've seen obscene touchdown production from a guy like Jamar Chase. Like, I'm sorry, that's unsustainable, Jamar Chase. Unsustainable. But when you're talking about being able to open up plays in the passing game by running the ball so much, this is what happens. That's why you're able to get big plays in the passing game, despite the fact you're not passing the ball a ton. So I think Joe Burrow against Jacksonville, 70% rostered. He might be out there. He's a guy that you can stream and possibly even be a guy as a middling starter moving forward. But he is in a run-first offense as of right now. But he has a killer trio of receivers to throw the ball to. And, he can get Mixon involved in the passing game as well. He has the ability to put up big points despite the fact that he's not getting a ton of opportunities in the passing game. And honestly, if I was a Cincinnati Bengal fan, that's the way I would want it with this offensive line. It's still not good, but it really eases the pressure on a guy like Joe Burrow when you run the ball. Sam Darnold at Dallas. There's another guy, 13.1% owned, no CMC. Heading into week 4, it's going to be probably a little bit more on Darnold. We're talking about a Dallas offense that's clicking. I know that this Carolina defense has been really good, but this is a new test for this defense, and we're going to find out how good it really is going against this Dallas offense when you're talking about guys like Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, Zeke Elliott, fucking Amari Cooper, DD. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, there's just talent all over the place. Dak is doing a great job at this point of his career in manipulating the line of scrimmage, understanding when it's man, when it's zone, taking what's there, making the plays. He is a top 5 quarterback in this league at this point. That's going to be a tough task for Carolina, which means we might need a little bit more Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been pretty good to start this season. At the same time, you do have to worry a little bit about this Dallas defense. It's been pretty damn good as well. Trayvon Diggs has an interception every game so far this season. That does worry me a little bit if I'm going to deploy Sam Darnold, but he is a guy that you could look at as a streamer as well. And then Teddy Bridgewater versus the Ravens. This might be like, you're looking at a guy, Lamar Jackson, that's throwing downfield at a rate that he never has before. That has led to plays. This offense is moving the ball. The defense in Denver is really good. I'm curious to see what they do against this Ravens offense. Even though it's a little banged up, it's still been producing. Now, I know last week it's you thought you were going to get more against Detroit, but I still think the Ravens will find ways to move the ball. Currently a 1-point underdog last time I looked to the Denver Broncos. So, Teddy Bridgewater, only 35.8% owned, no interceptions on the season through 3 weeks. Not bad, 70% completion rate, over that actually. So we're looking at a guy that has been making plays, taking care of the ball, and if you're not going to be throwing a ton of touchdowns, at the very least you want a guy that's not going to throw interceptions. So Teddy Bridgewater, you can do worse as a streamer versus the Ravens. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you have any start-sit questions, I will be joining Mike Lynch and Rashad Taylor on Sunday morning on 1080 The Fan here in Portland, Oregon. We can take your start-sit questions at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. You can text them to 250-1080, 503-250-1080 on Sunday morning. We can get to those. You can listen at the link that I'll have below, at the Audacity link down below in the video description. And you can have us as a panel answer your start-sit questions. Thank you very much. Make sure you look for the running back and wide receiver ads for week 4.